for sale, but there are a substantial amount of buyers on the sidelines that have started to jump back in. And as we know from previous webinars, I have always said that the market was going to pick up by this spring 23, not fall 23, not spring 24, but it was going to come back with a vengeance and a fury, and that's what's happening. Anything that's priced even close to remotely proper is getting multiple offers. Now, pre-con is always delayed a little bit. For about 7 weeks ago, we started feeling the heat coming into the pre-con market, and we have done pretty much the same amount of deals in 6 weeks that we did in the past 6 months. That's right. So if that's not back, nothing would be. So we are very excited about talking to you guys today. And what I want to do is basically go over some of the basics of pre-con for those of you that are new to basically subscribing with us, new to listening to us, and new to potentially being buyers. And then we're going to go over some projects for the seasoned listeners and for everybody that's ready to jump in. Now, I just want everybody to know, no matter which time you've watched me, I have told you it is a great time to buy. And I agree with that. And whether you have been watching for the past year or whether you're going to be, this is your first time, I'm going to tell you this. While houses roller coaster, condos stay steady. Even in the worst areas, condos only fell a few percentage points where houses were devastated with a 20% drop. And why is that, people? Well, condos are a necessity and houses are a luxury. And I'm going to hammer that through to everybody. You never invest in luxuries, you invest in necessities because they are in demand and they are needed. And that is why I strictly invest in the condo market. I have done phenomenally well. Close to 1,000 clients have done phenomenally well. We have never had anyone not make money on their pre-construction purchase. And that is why we call ourselves First Access Condos. Because the only time to invest in a pre-construction condo is in the first round. And that is our specialty. We are one of the few, the proud, that have access to these things in the first round. And that is why I always tell people to pay attention to our emails. There's only 2 a week. See if you like anything. Register and get first access after you get insider information first, and then we can put you in a fantastic investment. So we've spoken enough. Let's start the webinar, hammer through the educational, and then talk about the projects. Today's agenda is going to be split into 3 parts: pre-construction condos intro, the buying process and expert insights, and then finally an insider look at the hottest project launching late this spring and early summer. Now, because we have so many projects, we do have some launching in June that I did not include, but watch our Instagram and I will be dropping videos, multiple videos for 2 projects in specific, and one of them is being built. Actually, both of them are being built by personal friends of mine, and I think they're fantastic investments, but they're both going to be in the city of Toronto. So you know that that is where I exclusively invested up until about a year ago. So you know I love it. Watch out for the videos. FirstAccessCondos.com. So it's actually firstaccess.condos on Instagram, and that's where you'll see them. Let's begin. What is pre-construction? Pre-construction is buying a real estate as a true investment. It's the purchasing of something before it is even built with the hope that once it is built, it'll increase in value. Pre-con is exactly what it sounds like. It's a condo that has yet to be built. And this is speculation at its finest. But is it really? No, it's not. Because we know our market is fueled by supply and demand. There is a much greater demand than supply. And why is that? Well, we have record immigration and we can't build fast enough. 1, because of slow approval process. 2, because we don't have the construction crews. And 3, we just don't have the supplies. So there's a perfect storm for a scarcity of supply. And then we have increasing demand, continuously increasing, but supply stays stagnant at about 45,000, 50,000 units a year, and it'll never match. Why pre-construction? The Greater Toronto Hamilton area is the fastest growing metropolitan area in North America, with population growth expected to increase by record numbers in the year to come. It has been increasing by record numbers, and we've been the fastest growing metropolitan area in North America for the past 5 years and counting. And that's the truth. And there's absolutely no end in sight. Pre-con is speculatory in nature, although it is based on fundamentals and not a shot in the dark. Like I said, it is supply and demand. There are no bubbles here. Leveraging to build a portfolio. What is leveraging? Well, an example of leveraging is when you put 20% down, but you're accruing profit based on 100%. That is leveraging. Making profit on the larger total amount while only putting partial skin in the game. And that is why I love real estate, and that is why I love pre-construction. As sales volumes increase, we see an inverse relationship with rent. A slowdown in overall sales over the past 10 months to 12 months and few years will cause rents to catapult in the same time frame. By the time pre-con units come to market, rents will be at levels never before seen, and I'll give a breakdown later. Prices will not go down. Close to 500,000 new immigrants each year come to Canada who need housing. And pre-construction insulates investors from current rate hikes. So let's look into that. Well, as we saw a drop in sales volume, many people who were potential buyers stayed in the rental market. This catapulted rents up to 25% over a one-year period in some areas. Now for immigration, we have 500,000 new immigrants coming to Canada. 50 to 60% of those are going to come to Toronto. That's up to 240,000 new people a year. When you factor in there's close to 160,000 foreign students here in the GTHA, that's close to 400,000 new people coming here. 400,000. And what did I say? 45 to 50,000 suites is all we can build. So if we have just enough suites for the people that are already living here, but we have close to 400,000 people coming, that means 10 people would have to share a condo. And we know that's not happening. Hence the scarcity of supply. Now, we were all worried about interest rate hikes. And now there's even talk that there might be another one. But I think that's immature on the Bank of Canada's. But what do Canadians do? We always overreact at the BOC. We're late to the game, and then we overreact, and now we have to drop the rates. Well, they said inflation wasn't back down. It actually came up to 4.4 or 4.6%. But guess what? It takes time for stuff to level off. So if it was up to me, I wouldn't have done the original rate hikes, and I wouldn't do one now. So let's just act like they're going to stay steady, if not drop. So when you buy a pre-construction condo, you're insulated from this because you buy today and it's built in 4 to 5, if not 6 years. The fastest you'll ever see is 3.5. Rates are current, not in the future. So you won't need a mortgage until 6 months after you get your keys. By then, based on the past 5 rate hike cycles of the BOC, rates will be significantly lower than where they are now. Resale versus pre-con. Now, I don't like resale. And when my condos are built, I only keep them for a maximum of 4 years because that's when they transfer from new to old. And that's when they slow down in appreciation. But let me tell you why I don't like resale. And let me tell you why I like pre-con. With pre-con, you have no tenants, no property taxes, no mortgage, no utilities, no insurance throughout the duration of the entire construction process. And that is when you make your appreciation during construction without any headaches. The bulk of appreciation is earned before it is built, completely hassle-free, essentially zero expenses, zero carrying costs, and more importantly, zero headaches. So it is a true hands-off investment. Appreciation based on total purchase price, while the investor is only contributing 15 to 20%. And over the past 12 months, we've seen a lot of projects saying that that final 5% that brings you to 20 isn't due until occupancy. So that really means you're gaining profit on 100% of purchase price, but you're only putting 15% down, not even 20. This allows an investor to use one original purchase to buy new units. Now, how do we do that? And that's our game plan here at First Access Condos. Our plan is to put you in the best investment for your first condo purchase that you can make. And why is that? If you accrue the maximum amount of appreciation over the build, when it's time and able for you to refinance that unit, you are able to pull out equity and use that equity to buy a second pre-construction condo. And that is leveraging to build a portfolio. And that is why I tell a lot of people, buy a condo with me and I'll show you how 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 3, and with enough time, 3 becomes 4. So with one original down payment, you can build a nice real estate portfolio for you and your family. Here's an example of capital appreciation. And everybody should know you're buying real estate in today's day for capital appreciation, not monthly rent returns. Our purchase prices have skyrocketed. So if anyone's going to tell you that they can get you great returns, is it really? And remember, we pay a thing called taxes here. So do you really want to make rent? It's going to be a small amount. The cap rate currently is around 4%, and then close to 50% of that's going to be taxable. But if you go capital appreciation route and make money on the purchase price appreciating, that's a capital gain, and it is taxed closer to 25. So let's give an example for my own portfolios. Return on investment ROI. Azura Condos in North York by Young & Finch. It was at 15 Holmes Avenue. In April 2019, I purchased a 775 square foot 2-bed corner unit, which I don't usually do, with views, but the price was so good at $965 a square foot, I couldn't turn it down. An initial downstroke of 20% was $150,000. The current resale in the area is selling around $1,250 a square foot right now. Now, my initial 775 square foot purchase of 2-bed has a current value of $970. So therefore, $970 minus the original purchase price of $749 shows a gross return of $221,000. That's 130% gross return on the initial investment in just 3 years. That's right, 44% return per year on the investment. That's a 44% return per year, people. Now that's fantastic. And a second example from a little bit further back that shows you how it can grow is at 150 Redpath. This was purchased in November, end of 2015, so we can say start of 2016. It was a 600 square foot 1+ den at $372,000 at only $620 a square foot. That's right. And you know what? It's around $100 a square foot of growth per year. And then we see the difference between 2015 and 2019. The initial downstroke on this was 20%, of course, at $74,400. Current resale is a similar pricing. That's because Yonge and Eglinton hasn't hit its peak, and that'll come as soon as the subway opens. Now, 600 square feet 1+ den has a current market value of around $750K. Therefore, 750 minus 372 is 378. That's a 508% gross return, an initial investment of $74,400. That's 72% return over the 7 years, total of 508%, 72% per annum per year. That, folks, is one of the greatest investments I'll ever make in my life. And you know what? It hasn't hit its peak because the subway's not open yet. And I'm right. I got about 1 year to 2 years left to match my own investment criteria and sell by the year 4 or 5 mark. Now, another reason I like these investments, and a lot of our clients love them, is the fact that you don't put the 20% down all at once. That's right. You don't do that. It's spread out. And when they're spread out, folks, it allows you to keep that money with you longer. It allows you to put it in other investment streams to basically be double dipping on your investment. It allows you flexibility, and it also gives you more time to save. So we're going to give a couple examples here. One is the 2.5, okay, which is basically a series of 2.5 payments over 2 years with the final 5 at occupancy. The other one is the more traditional 15% within a year and 5 at occupancy. We have also recently seen some developers that are doing 5% a year for the first 3 years and a final 5 on occupancy. So as we can see, the only constant is that initial bank draft at signing. Now, the initial bank draft stays at the sales center and doesn't get cashed until after the 10 days. So that's why when I tell people the way to do things is lock in a unit, drop off your bank draft, and then take your 10 days to think about it. That's the only way to buy things, because if you wait the 10 days and do it backwards, there's a good chance your unit won't be available. Pre-construction buying process and expert insight. This is how we buy these. Pay attention to this. And if we send out the deck to you, focus on the 10-step buying process and the subsequent 10 mistakes not to make. These are the commandments, the golden rules on how to succeed in this. And it is for investor, end user, realtor alike. Number one, register online for a project or area your clients are interested in. Be careful when registering online. It is very difficult to distinguish between a developer's website and an agent's website. Never registered your client's information until you know who is behind the website. Expert tip, always look at the footer. More importantly, never give your ID or your client's ID. Never do that, because there's some agents out there who are not as morally driven as myself, who as soon as they get that ID, they will submit without a client's permission, and that basically locks in that client to them. So be very careful. Number two, once you find a project a client is interested in, register for the project to stay up to date. Release of any preliminary info, launch date, etc., etc. That's how you get it. Before the project launches, submit a preliminary worksheet based on your client's budget and desired unit size. 1 bed, 2 bed, etc. Submitting a preliminary worksheet increases your chances of success exponentially, as you will now be at the front of the line. If you can get your client to send a picture of the bank draft and include that with your worksheet, that is golden. And for you clients, we are not the type of team that goes out and takes your bank draft and holds it. We just want a picture so we can lock in the unit for you. And then when we get a unit, then we'll come pick it up. Once the project launches, you'll receive a complete sales package, floor plans, pricing, incentive, etc. Since you've already submitted a prelim worksheet, all you have to do is submit floor plan choices. The preliminary worksheet is your ticket to success, and we'll be hammering that into your brain throughout this presentation. Number 5, wait for allocations from your agent and secure a unit for your client or yourself. Number 6, the APS, that's the agreement of purchase and sale, will be sent virtually to my clients, or if you're an agent that works with us, your clients. Once fully executed, signed by buyer and developer, then the 10-day cooling off period commences. And the 10-day includes weekends and holidays. It is 10 consecutive days. There's pretty much no such thing as banking days anymore. 7, please deliver the bank draft and post-dated checks. 8, have a pre-construction lawyer review the APS. So for those of you that are working with us and are our clients, we usually offer the services of my own personal lawyer, who also alongside myself teaches the Toronto Real Estate Board about pre-construction. 9, arrange a mortgage pre-approval within the first 30 days. And for our clients, we have an army of mortgage brokers that can assist with this. And number 10, wait for the project to be built and watch your money grow. One second. Now, the most important part of these webinars are new projects, because if anybody needs assistance with the buying process, I can always provide that, or my staff can provide that. But what we need to focus on, we send out emails twice a week. These emails are informative and they are to guide you and assist you in making money. So what we want to do is make sure that you're up to date with what's happening in the next couple of weeks. And like I said, for early June, we may not have time for a webinar, but what we're going to do is be dropping fresh, brand new videos on our Instagram channel. So let's look at what's coming up. Calgary. Now, we did a webinar on Calgary a little while ago, and I was talking about how this market is fantastic. It is a great viable alternative to Toronto and priced at close to 50%, but rents are not 50% less. So you're actually doing better on the rental returns if you're buying in Calgary. The market is booming. The government is pro-development. They're also pro-landlord, and that means a lot, folks. So let's start talking about the most luxurious and best building to date that has ever started to sell in Calgary. It is by Truman Developments, and they are the big boy on the block in Calgary. This project is called IMPERIA, and it is not your standalone glass tower. It is a work of art, a beautiful sculpture in the sky. It is one of the most exciting and luxurious condos that we've seen in the city of Calgary to date. With over 270 suites and 27 stories, This will be something that will be increasing the aesthetic beauty of the Calgary skyline. If you can go back, please, I'm getting dinged on multiple fronts. Starting from the 400s, 1 second, people, I have to take us. Sorry, we're in the middle of multiple launches, and I'm trying to get more units for our clients. And if you submit with us, that unit might have been for you. So we had said over 270 suites, 27 stories, increasing the aesthetic pleasure of the skyline. Second, let me turn that down. It's 2028 occupancy, starting from the 450s, located on Calgary's iconic restaurant row and within the emerging design district. It is close to transit, education, and amenities, and steps to the financial district. So if this was in Toronto, this would be substantially more expensive. Listen to these incentives, people. We have 2 years free condo fees, 2-year rental guarantee, 2-year free property management, a $20,000 upgrade credit, free storage locker, free assignment, free hassle-free listing on the MLS, and discounted parking to $25,000. Now, this is all in the first round. This is not at the end of a project when prices have increased. This is all being offered now. So this is fantastic. This is a very blurry map, but listen, everything in Calgary is relative to the river. So as we can see, we're by 11th Avenue and 40, I don't know, some street with a 4 in it. I can't believe we couldn't find a better map, but we're going to deal with what we have. 4th Street Southwest. It's confusing, but it's close to the financial district, south of the Bow River, and it's in probably one of the most desirable areas in Calgary. And that's why they're building this masterpiece in that area. So listen, reach out to us. This project's been selling for just over a week. We have some fantastic units available, and come talk to us and find out why you can buy something this good at half the price of Toronto. Now for Calgary, we're coming across country to the tech capital of the country, to the KW, Kitchener-Waterloo. What used to be just a university town is now not just a university town, but it is a tech capital with such tech giants as Google, Microsoft. They're all coming there. They're opening up offices. And this is where people go to school. They get recruited from school and they work. And that's why we're bringing you Q Condos in the Kitchener-Waterloo. It's right on Queen Street, which is the main street and where the LRT is going to be. It's at Queen Street and Goodies. 1,000 per square foot is the estimate. It's coming out next week. 240 suites, 34 stories. It's in the heart of Kitchener, the center of everything. It's overlooking Victoria Park, steps to the Ion Transit stop, and surrounded by tech jobs, restaurants, art galleries, and theaters. It is literally in the center of everything Kitchener. It's close to world-class universities and colleges. Walk to work at any one of dozens of tech companies, including the downtown Kitchener home like Google, Communitech, App, Applyboard, and Vidyard. Listen, this is essentially Young and Bloor of Kitchener, but the price is a smidgen of what it would be here in Toronto. So if you're going to go anywhere in Kitchener, this is where you want to be. You don't want to pigeonhole yourself by being strictly student housing. This appeals to the students and the engineers that are in school, and it appeals to them when they're out of school as well. May 31st next week. This is a map much better, which shows its proximity to everything that you need in Kitchener, and it's right on the brand new, coming soon, LRT line. Now we're going to go back into the GTA on the west side, and let's talk about some great projects. Gemini Condos. Now, I love this. Now, when people think Oakville, they think South Oakville. No one ever thinks North Oakville. And that's just the way it is. Now, we did really well at a project a little while ago by a very large scale developer in North Oakville. But what if I told you I could get the same price, same deposit structure, great incentives in South Oakville? And that's what we got here. Gemini Condos by Castle Ridge, developer that's been in the business for decades. 2 towers, 200 units, common area podium shared with a great outdoor space on top of the podium between the 2 towers. And more importantly, South Oakville. You can walk to the beach, you can walk to the Go, you can walk to the restaurants, the cafes. Everything that is Oakville is within walking distance. You can even walk to the marina. 1,050 a square foot, 2 beds from the low 700s. We have pricing, we have plans. This launched today. I was there and I'm bringing it to you guys, and we're really excited about this. Whoever submits before weekend, I guarantee you a unit, and I don't make guarantees I can't keep. Here's a great little map that's legible that shows us we are right on Shepherd, which is close to Spears Road and Kerr, walking distance to the lakeshore, walking distance to the beach, and walking distance to everything else that is the Oakville that we know and love. Now, we're coming back into Toronto proper. We're in Etobicoke now. We're going to be at the intersection southeast corner of 427 and 401, 2 of the most used highways, most traveled highways in the city and the country. Almost all units qualify for parking. Jorge Developments knew that when they were building this, although they're going to be very close to the future Martin Grove LRT stop, they needed to offer parking. So almost every unit can qualify for parking. And when's the last time we heard that in Toronto? It was almost a decade. Now, this is going to be around $11.50 per square foot. Like I said, at 2 of the most traveled highways in the city, right at that intersection. It's going to have 4 beautifully twisting high-rise tower, totaling 836 units, ground floor retail, daycare, office space, everything that you need. And what did I say? It's close to the future Martin Grove LRT. So if you're not going to get parking, I think you should here. But if you don't, that's not an inconvenience. You have the LRT a few stops away. This will be coming to us June 6th. And here's a great map which shows exactly where it is and how it is a fantastic location in an area that is about to boom. Etobicoke is on the map for condos, and it is coming in hot. This is going to be a hub of development north of Etobicoke in the next decade. It's better to get in first than last. Now, who does not like the VMC? The city north of the city. And what we have is on the south side of Highway 7. Last couple of years, we were selling on the north side, but now we're coming south to Menkes and Quadrille. These guys have over 100 acres. That's right, 100 acres. And if you have the pleasure of joining me at the sales center, which is the Festival Discovery Center, after the launch, so after we get you your unit during the 10-day, I'll be doing presentations because the key is getting you a unit first. And you are going to see the largest scale model I have ever seen in my life, showing you with the proper planning and execution what exactly can be done on 100 acres. This project, Festival South VMC, is nothing like Canada has ever seen before. It is an international Dubai, China type development where we're seeing tower after tower after tower, perfectly spread out, connected underground by tunnels with retail everywhere, 2 schools, all perfectly put together throughout 100 acres. 1,200 per square feet is the estimate. We have pricing, we have floor plans, we have deposit structures. We have everything that you need, and we're going to a presentation tomorrow, and I'll have even more, and I'll upload some videos for everybody. So this is the next phase of the Festival Master Plan community, steps from the transit hub, 45 acres of parkland, and 17 kilometers of trails and bike paths. Retail promenades with eclectic bistros, cafes, and shops, minutes to Highway 7, the 400 and the 407, and prestigious schools and employment opportunities are nearby. York University Seneca College, just 15 minutes away, developed by award-winning developers Menkes and Quadrille, set to become one of Canada's largest master plan communities. Sorry, guys, I lost you for a sec. But what we have here is a transit map. So what you see are transit options and multiple ones from the VMC. So a lot of people are still under the mindset that you need a car if you're living up north, but technically you don't. Take a look at this. You have Viva Transit to the east, Zoom to the west, Go Everywhere, and the TTC bringing you south. Now we're going to go east. I believe we have 2-3 projects coming to the east. These are fantastic opportunities. Durham, Scarborough are the last lands that really haven't been developed to date. That in Brampton. We got something coming special in Brampton, and now we're going to start bringing you something special to the east side of the city. Bluffers Park. In southeast Scarborough, this project is going to have 1 bedrooms in the high 400s. That's right. Lakeview 1+ dens in the low 600s. I just secured one today for a client before launch. 2 towers, East Tower 23 stories, 327 suites, West Tower 13 stories, 224 suites. Steps to the Scarborough Bluffs, not too far from downtown and very close to a GO station and close to 30,000 square feet of amenities. This price list is current. It's not from last year. It's not from the year before. So for everyone that I told I sell condos, not time machines, I take back my words, I throw them away, and I can get you 1 bedrooms under 500K in the city. This is launching on May 24th. We have so much information about this. Transit development, 7 minutes by car to the Kennedy GO station, 20 minutes by TTC, 1 minute to the bus, 2 different buses that run almost 24 hours. You have 12 minutes TTC takes you to the Scarborough GO station, 8 minutes to the Kennedy subway station, and 19 minutes on the GO to Union Station. You can be downtown from the GO station in 19 minutes. So with a short drive to the GO, you park your car or you take an Uber and you can be downtown way faster than you can be downtown from downtown on most days. Because for those of us that do a lot of driving in downtown Toronto, sometimes Toronto is 1 hour from Toronto. Not here, not anymore. You hop on the GO train, you sit back, you catch up on some work, take a nap, read a book, or reflect and self-improve. And you can get downtown to Union Station in less than 20 minutes. Now, we are scooting over to Ajax. It is quite a while since we sold anything in Ajax, but now we're in South Ajax, step to the lake with great lake views, and we're bringing you Lake Point. This is launching on Thursday on May 25th. This project will have units starting in the high 500s, 8 stories, only 172 units, 15 townhomes not attached, but will share amenities, and it's located on the south side of Lake Driveway next to a retail plaza. It's 5 minutes to the Ajax GO, 5 minutes to the 401, 10 minutes to the 412, and 17 minutes to the 407 and Highway 7. So as you can see, it's very accessible to many different transportation routes. Easy access to multiple Durham region transit stops along Lake Driveway and the surrounding neighborhood. Now, this is a stone's throw from picturesque trails and minutes to the waterfront. Lake Point fully connects you to every possible amenity while being so close to nature. And that's why people are buying out here. They're wanting a little bit of a slower life, but they still want to be able to get to the city. And this covers both bases for you. This is a map showing where it's located. It's beautifully just east of this little inlet here, close to the beach, close to the water. It's really what we think of when we think of Ajax. A small boutique building, relaxed living, a lot of end users, a lot of the older population in those neighborhoods are going to be moving in. So you know the building's going to be maintained. And boutique buildings like this far out appreciate mega towers because of the amount of end users. So this is a fantastic investment in something that you wouldn't think originally. Kingside. Now, this is closer to the city, still on the Scarborough Bluffs, but it's perched right at the top. So you span spectacular lake views from just the 4th floor. Glass in the middle of the building that's going up vertically, that's going to be 2 elevators with glass doors, glass walls, so you can see the lake and all its beauty 365 days a year. It is only $1,200 a square foot, 156 suites and 10 stories. It's next to Cliffside Village, surrounded by nature and easy access to transit. So literally, this is for 2/3 the price of downtown Toronto. You're only a 20-minute drive away. Think about it. You're going to save hundreds of thousands of dollars and only spend 20 minutes driving. Not a bad investment, not at all. We can see its location here, and everything that you could possibly need is within a short drive's distance. It is literally where Danforth and Kingston Road intersect, and it is right on the bluffs. So you have nature, you have convenience, you have everything you need at a fantastic price. And this will be launching up the 30th, if I'm not mistaken. Here's a recap of these 8 projects. We have IMPERIA in Calgary that's launched. May 31st, we have Q in Kitchener. The 23rd, which was today, we had Gemini, and we have everything you need to get in your worksheets, and we can lock in a unit before the weekend. On June 6th, we have the 900 in Etobicoke. Late May, we have Bravo, and it seems like it's going to be coming in quick because they called me and said, get in as soon as possible. We have May 24th, Bluffers Park, which is which is tomorrow. May 25th, which is Lake Point, and the 30th, which is Kingside. So we have 8 fantastic opportunities across the Golden Horseshoe, Southern Ontario, at varying purchase prices, something literally for everybody. And stay tuned and watch Access Condos, because we are going to be dropping some great videos for projects coming in June. Thank you, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed this. If there is any questions, I will address them. If not, I will let everybody enjoy the rest of their evening and wait for you guys to reach out to us so we can put you in what could be the best investment of your life. Okay. I don't think we have any questions.
We're good.
I don't. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. Hello? Have a wonderful evening.
Oh, hello.
We'll be in touch.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I thought it was him, Costas, going to answer me. I came in late, so my apologies. I missed the first 15, 20 minutes. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so question for you. I came in late, sorry. So simple question. I've never really done much pre-con stuff before. I am an agent with Right at Home. But I guess my first thought on it is really wondering what's the best way to, I guess, advertise, market this to my sphere of influence, best way to get them on board to thinking about getting involved in pre-construction if they've never really heard it from me before. You know what I mean?
The best way to do this is send a message to Kayla or Ashley, and then we can set up a Zoom call or a conference call for you and be more specific.
Okay, no problem. Where do I find their contact info?
Just send an email to info. You got
Ashley,
it? Okay,
First
perfect.
Access Condos, Ashley?
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
course.
Thank you, everybody. Any other questions? Okay, everybody have a wonderful evening. Go enjoy this beautiful night, and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you.